Hello and welcome to this first lecture of this new section on concept development and testing in this course, New Business Development. So in this section, we'll help you get an in-depth view of how to develop and test concepts that can help you build successfully the new business. And we will begin by talking about giving you an overview of how to develop and test concepts for a successful new business, right? So, how do you think you can go and develop and test concepts based on what we have done so far of generating new ideas and UNS studies that can help you build successful new business? Let's take a look at that. So, the process is pretty simple, right? It starts with consumer insights, and that comes from the previous set of lectures on UNS studies. So, UNS studies generate the consumer insights, and we now know what does a consumer insight mean and what how valuable is that. That is what will give you an edge over your potential competitors in development of products and strategy. So you start, that is the given point. Then in this process, what you do is you start developing the concept. Obviously, if you're developing the concept, it is the concept development that you do. And how do you do that? We will take you through in this lecture itself. Once you develop the concept, then you test it and you see, is this a winning concept? Is this a winning concept? So you develop, test, and check whether this is a winning concept. And if it is not, then what you do is you go back and work on developing the concept again. So it's an iterative process. Life is iterative. We rarely get right the first time kind of a thing, and that also requires a lot of pre-work. So that's a simple process, but there's a lot of meat in it, a lot of work in it, and it's the key step of your success. So the question is, how do I go and develop this concept that you're talking about, right? So let's take a look at how to develop the concept. So before that, let's talk about what is a concept. We've been talking of the concept. So concept is basically is something that we will talk to you about, and we will show you how does a concept look like. It is something that you will excel at. It is something that your target customer will value. It is something that your product will deliver. It is something that you will be able to deliver to customer and it will have a value for customers. So that's a concept. That is what is defined as a concept. Now, what does a concept look like? Let us show you from our actual consulting work that we had done. So we were doing this work for a company called Cello, and they were into pens and stationery business, and they want and a US company called BIC, who was into shavers, were talking to them about developing Indian market for the shavers. So we based on a research understanding, we developed a concept. So this is how a concept will look like. So it will be basically, if you look at it will be two paragraphs at best, half a page. Other half is reserved for something that I will reveal to you as we go forward. And the first part of the first starting point there is a brand name. So concept includes a brand name. Here the brand name as you see is Cellos, Safe and Ready. So a concept includes a brand name. Second thing, it talks about a core benefit. What will this branded product deliver? What is the core benefit? And the core benefit here is, as you see, is safer and more convenient way to share, right? So you see the core benefit. The third element is target competitor. Who are your target competitors? What are which competitors' product are your customers going to use that will have a value of this core benefit? And there, if you see our target competitors were double-edged blades. So that point of time, even now, a lot of people use, they use a razor in which you can put a blade. It has two edges of the blade, and you can use that for shaving. So we were saying those are the people that we will target. The fourth element is the target customer. Who are you targeting? Who are these people who are using this double-edged blade? So for whom this safer and more convenient to shave will be useful. And we define that as young boys and men in the age 16 to 25. So you define the fourth element, target customer. Then you define the reason to believe. Why should the customer believe that you will be able to deliver a safer and more convenient way? And there we say because this product This Cello Safe and Ready has a unique metal bar below the blade that prevents the shaver coming in touch with your skin accidentally and giving you ugly nicks and cuts. Getting ugly nicks and cuts was the main pain point of the double-edged blade users. And why? Because it only uses single blade as recommended by dermatologists. So we get two reasons to believe. So these are the RTBs, reason to believe. Last item would be a secondary benefit if you have, it helps. And here we said you see the secondary benefit. It is also safer in your hands and fingers as the blade is pre-assembled with shaver. Help you avoid the unnecessary cuts taking place while fixing and removing the blade in the hand. So this was the concept developed to help the. So what is the last step in this concept? It is the image of the product, the branded product that you have. So that in totality is what a concept looks like. Get an idea, get a real world feeling of what a concept is rather than imagining it. Right. Now the question is, how do you write your concept? If you're writing to the concept first time, how do you write a concept? Is there a process, or is something that I need to pull out of my hat? There is a process, and I'm bringing you here the process that learned in Johnson and Johnson, working in the regional product development team. So these are the various steps, and we of course modified it. We have adapted it based on our own learnings in consulting. So you start by stating your understanding of the core problem you want to solve through your products or services. And here the problem was, hey, aren't you fed up of getting those ugly nicks and cuts on your face as well as hands and fingers? And that's the understanding of the problem. So that's the core problem that you start with. Then you select a brand name as we demonstrated, Cello Safe and Ready. So you select a brand name. Then you select a target audience. Who are the people who are having these problems? And then you define the target customers that you want to win over and target customer groups. Then you choose a core benefits, as we saw, that it is a safer and more convenient way that you're offering that solves the customer's core problem. Go and link back to the core problem at the top, right? So what is the core problem and how are you solving it better than target competitor? So how is your product better than competitor comes here? Then you identify the reasons to believe. You must have reasons to believe to make that claim. Otherwise, no one is going to believe you, right? So reasons to believe you identify, and then you identify a secondary benefit if needed, as needed. And then you put together a small story, the two paragraph story as you saw there at the bottom, and finally add an appropriate image to communicate it visually. A picture is worth thousand words, so you need to have a picture of the story, and it must be text to image conversion, not image to text conversion. So this is how you can go and write your concept. So what do we do next? So in the next lectures actually, we will take you through details of each of these steps. How can you actually perform these steps for the business that you want to build in? So thank you so much for watching this first lecture on concept development and testing. I hope you're continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy. And I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need.